Good morning. In today's market highlights for September 15th, 2025, we cover Yes Bank's strategic shift with SMBC, gains for SBI, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, telecom policy protecting Reliance Jio, NTPC's nuclear push, Wipro, HCL Tech, and TCS eyeing semiconductors, L&T, AL and BML riding defense reforms, Grow's upcoming IPO filing, and Tata International's JV with Mercuria. Yes Bank, sentiment positive. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corp plans to buy 20% of Yes Bank through a secondary market deal this quarter, with all approvals in place. This does not add fresh equity immediately, but it puts a strong strategic shareholder on the register. Importantly, SMBC has regulatory room to raise its stake to 24.99% and has discussed a 16,000 crore blend of debt and equity, showing longer-term commitment. Together, these steps should improve confidence among depositors and investors, while potentially lowering funding costs over time. State Bank of India, sentiment positive. SBI will book tax-free gains from selling a part of its Yes Bank stake thanks to a special clause in the Yes Bank Reconstruction Scheme 2020. The bank is selling 13.19% of its 24% holding for 8,889 crore. This one-off income comes at a helpful time, offsetting pressures from narrowing margins and rising bond yields that could reduce treasury profits. Overall, it provides earnings support this quarter and improves flexibility in capital allocation without diluting shareholders. HDFC Bank, sentiment positive. HDFC Bank is part of the 7 private banks selling Yes Bank shares to SMBC, and the gains are exempt from capital gains tax under the 2020 reconstruction framework. This boosts other income and cushions near-term earnings as lending rates adjust and yields remain elevated. While the effect is non-recurring, it softens margin pressures and keeps capital strong, which is helpful in a period where RBI is expected to maintain rates and credit demand remains steady. Sentiment positive. ICICI Bank will also recognize tax-exempt income from the Yes Bank share sale. For large private banks, this strengthens quarterly profitability at a time when treasury gains can be volatile due to interest rate movements. It improves optics and provides room to continue investing in growth and technology without compromising return metrics. Kotak Mahindra Bank, sentiment positive. Kotak joins peers in monetizing its Yes Bank holding with tax-exempt gains. The incremental income supports profitability amid an uncertain rate environment and keeps capital buffers healthy. It is a clean, non-dilutive way of boosting the quarter, allowing management to stay focused on core growth and asset quality. Reliance Industries, sentiment positive. Policymakers may cap the number of subscribers served by each satellite system initially to prevent a backdoor entry into mobile broadband. That is positive for telcos like Reliance Jio because it reduces the risk of large-scale competition to core wireless services. While satellite broadband will still grow, the pace could be controlled, letting telcos protect average revenue per user and data monetization. NTPC, sentiment positive. NTPC is exploring nuclear projects not just via joint ventures but also on a standalone basis, working with technology providers and state governments. This widens its non-fossil portfolio and supports India's long-term baseload and decarbonization goals. For investors, it signals sustained capital deployment into regulated or quasi-regulated assets with long visibility, complementing thermal, hydro, and renewables. Wipro, sentiment neutral. Wipro's $375 million stake buy in Harman's DTS adds product engineering capability and deeper ties with Harman and Samsung. ET also notes a broader industry pivot where IT parents are getting closer to the semiconductor and electronics value chain. This diversification is strategically sound, but will take time to move the needle on earnings. Investors should view it as building blocks for future offerings and cross-sell. HCL Tech, sentiment neutral. HCL Group's ongoing fab project with Foxconn in Noida is part of India's semiconductor ambitions. For listed HCL Tech, this raises proximity to hardware ecosystems and may over time create opportunities across design, verification, and embedded services. The journey is multi-year. Policy support and partner execution will matter. In the near term, it's more about strategic positioning than earnings. TCS, sentiment neutral. ET highlights that Indian IT can tap R&D strength to invest in semiconductors, design, OSAT, and related capabilities, supported by India's policy push. For TCS, that presents optionality to move beyond services into adjacent tech domains, enhancing client stickiness. Expect gradual capability-led progress rather than immediate financial impact. Larsen & Toubro, sentiment positive. L&T features in bullish technical views as Nifty eyes 25,500, while defense procurement reforms reduce LDs and assure multi-year orders. This combination supports order inflows and execution confidence across defense and heavy engineering verticals, underpinning medium-term growth and margin quality. Hindustan Aeronautics, sentiment positive. HAL is in the market's momentum list and stands to gain from procurement rule changes. No LD during development, minimal post-development LD, and assured order quantities. This eases program risks and strengthens cash flow visibility for indigenous aircraft and avionics work. Bharat Electronics, sentiment positive. BL benefits from the same defense procurement reforms that reduce penalties and promise longer order visibility. With rising electronics content in defense platforms, the policy shift is a practical tailwind for margins and delivery timeliness. BML, sentiment positive. BML, cited among defense-linked gainers, may benefit from the revamped Revenue Procurement Manual, which simplifies processes and assures orders for years. That helps planning for mobility equipment and defense engineering lines, supporting utilization and profitability. Outro. That's your 10-minute briefing. From bank windfalls to defense reforms, SATCOM rules, UPI cash on scan, and renewable power deals, India's markets are buzzing with policy and deal action. See you tomorrow.